Never Death Row Production. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Tyson, next heavyweight champion of the world.
Alrighty guys, what's going on? Welcome on back. It's the Empire. I'm your host Risky. We are back to it. It is Monday, June 22nd. Looking back at yesterday, we do hit on our ladder play. Our solo bet came through for us. We do hit on one of our 3-leg parlays. We go 2 for 3 on our other parlay. Could have been a much better day, but you guys already know the rules. It's on to the next one. We got 13 games scheduled on tap here today. Guys, Outlier Sportsbook. The link is down in the description. Sign up with them. The first week is free. Also, at the end of the video, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. With all of that being said, let's jump into it. Alright, first game up, we got the Yankees in Detroit taking on the Tigers. We got Garrett Cole on the mount for the Yankees. We got Valdez on the mount for the Tigers. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Garrett Cole on the mount for the Yankees. This guy's been really solid to start off the season. He's making his 6th start of the year up to this point today. He comes into it with a 2.50 ERA, a 1 whip. He's coming off one of his worst starts of the year last week against the Guardians, a lineup that's able to stack a bunch of left-handed bats. This Tigers team does not have the ability to do that. They're probably only going to roll out 5 lefties here today. That's something that's going to benefit Garrett Cole. When I look at this Detroit Tigers lineup numbers versus right-handed pitching in the last 2 weeks, they've been very mediocre. They barely got to Davis Martin. They barely got to Fetty to start before that. Like I said, they've been very mediocre versus right-handed pitching in the last 2 weeks. Here today for Garrett Cole, a guy that does not walk a lot of batters, fastball topping out around 99. I can see him having a good outing, still giving up a run or two. My overall expectations, it's going to be hitter-friendly weather out there in Detroit. Garrett Cole goes 6 innings, if not 7, gives up 2 runs, turns it over to a Yankees bullpen that's incredibly taxed. Not to mention, I still don't like the way this Yankees bullpen has been playing of late. I can see them the arms coming out the pen here for the Yankees today, coming in this game, giving up a run or 2 as well. On the other side, we got the left-handed pitcher, Valdez. This guy's been incredibly inconsistent this season. It's a good start, then it's a bad start, and he keeps flip-flopping them the whole season up to this point. Coming off a really good start last week against his former team, the Astros, where he pitched 6 shutout innings. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Yankees lineup. In the last 12 games played versus left-handed pitching, this team is batting .270, slugging .480. They've been absolutely crushing left-handed pitching of late. I'm expecting Valdez, a contact pitcher, a ground ball pitcher, throws the sinker primarily to really get hit up in this game. Like I said, it's going to be very hitter-friendly, wind blowing from the diamond to right field, giving left-handed bats an advantage. We know the Yankees lineup got a ton of left-handed bats, not to mention Paul Goldschmidt. Every lefty he sees, he's crushing this season. You also got Rosario and Jazz Chisholm in there. I'm expecting Valdez to give up a few runs here today. My overall expectations, he goes 5 innings, gives up 4, turns it over to a Tigers bullpen that continues to play well. They got some good arms available here today for them. I see them coming and shutting the door on the Yankees bats. Looking at the weather for this game, it's going to be close to 80 degrees with 13-mile-per-hour winds blowing from the diamond to right field, giving left-handed batters an advantage in this game. Let's get to the picks. The Yankees are the betting on favorites in this game, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I like the over 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Cody Bellinger of the Yankees for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Kansas City Royals in Tampa Bay taking on the Rays. We got Michael Wacha on the mount for the Royals. We got Rasmussen on the mount for the Rays. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Michael Wacha on the mount for the Royals. We were talking about it towards the beginning of June that we were expecting the regression from him. In his last 4 starts, this guy's given up close to 20 runs. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Tampa Bay Rays lineup that offensively continues to struggle to hit right-handed pitching. On the season, they have very good numbers, but in the last 2 weeks, we're seeing some regression offensively from this team. Granted, they got Jonathan Aranda swinging the bat back really well of late. I could see the left-handed bats. There's going to be at least 6 lefties in this Rays lineup here today. I could see the 6 lefties giving Wacha a problem. He's been giving up a lot of hits in his starts. I see him coming out here today, struggling against all the lefties in this lineup. If he decides to pitch to the righties, he's going to see Yandy Diaz, Junior Caminero. I'm expecting Michael Wacha to really struggle in this outing. Turn it over to a Royals bullpen. Look, the Kansas City Royals, the last 2 games put up 10+ runs in both of the games and still lost both of the games, because that's how terrible this Royals bullpen is. That's how terrible the Royals pitching staff has been of late. They're back on the road where they have not been good this season. I'm expecting Michael Wacha in this Royals bullpen to come out here today in Tampa Bay and give up a few runs. On the other side, we got Drew Rasmussen on the mount. This guy, he's probably had 2 bad starts in my opinion the entire year. Coming off a dominant performance last week against the Dodgers, pitched 7 innings, only gave up a run. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Royals lineup. Like I said, the last 2 games, they put up 10 runs in both of those games. Granted, both of those games, the series they just wrapped up was at home in Kauffman Stadium. I don't know if you guys remember this. It was like the first week of June. They played a series against the Rangers at home. Same outcome. They were putting up double-digit runs every game. Then they hit the road and the bats went ice cold. They're still going to be down Bobby Witt Jr. here today, seeing Drew Rasmussen in a very pitcher-friendly ballpark. I'm expecting Rasmussen to come out here and handle the Royals bats. Have a very similar outing to his outing last week against the Dodgers, where he goes 6 to 7 innings, gives up a run, turns it over to a Royals bullpen. Still mediocre, but I do like the arms available for them here today. I can see them coming in, giving up a run, nothing too crazy. Looking at the weather in this game, well, it's down in the Dome in Tampa Bay, so there is no weather to sway anything. It's been a very pitcher-friendly ballpark all season, this Tampa Bay home park. Let's get to the picks. The Rays are the betting on favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the run line. The game total set at 7. I got this a 4-2 game for Tampa Bay. I like the under 7 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Jonathan Aranda of the Tampa Bay Rays to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Rangers in Miami taking on the Marlins. We got Kumar Rocker on the mount for the Rangers. We got Tyler Phillips on the mount for the Marlins. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Kumar Rocker on the mount for the Rangers. He's been alright this season. He's really been much better in his home games overall, but last week at home against the Twins, he got absolutely stomped in that game. Here once again on the road where he struggles. Gonna be seeing a Miami Marlins lineup loaded with left-handed bats. Another thing he struggles with. Not to mention, Kumar Rocker gives up a lot of hits just in general in his starts. That's been one of his demises, one of his downfalls. Just giving up hits in general, soft hits. That is what this Marlins team does very well. We talk about it all the time with them. They're a contact team. They like to put the ball in play. Opposite field hits. Kumar Rocker, I'm seeing him give up a few hits here today, which will lead to a few runs. My overall expectations for Rocker, 6 innings, gives up 3. Turns it over to a Rangers bullpen that's been one of the best in the majors all season, but they are taxed coming into it. I see the arms coming out this Rangers pen coming in this game, giving up another run or so. On the other side, we got Tyler Phillips on the mount. Started off the season just as like a glorified opener. He would come out, go 3 innings, but they've slowly been stretching him out the last few starts. He's been going 4 innings, going 5, which has been resulting in him giving up a few more hits as well. I'm seeing his hard hit rate go up as well. He's going to be seeing a Rangers lineup here today. Offensively, they look decent in the last week when we look at the stats, but overall, this is still a bottom 15 offense in the majors. I'm not expecting them to come out here and kill Tyler Phillips. Overall expectations for Phillips, he has a similar outing to Kumar Rocker. Go 5 innings, gives up 3 runs. Turns it over to a Marlins bullpen that's actually taxed as well, but I do like the arms much better coming out the Miami pen than the Rangers pen, so I give the Marlins the advantage late in this game. It's down in Miami in the Dome, so there's no weather to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Marlins are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I like the over 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Kyle Stowers of the Marlins for 2 total bases today. Alright, up next, we got the Astros in Toronto taking on the Blue Jays. It really should be the Phillies-Nationals game we're breaking down right now, but they just released the line, and the Phillies still have not officially confirmed their starting pitcher. So once all of that information gets put out, I'm going to put that Nationals-Phillies game play in the pinned comments. But getting back to this one, we got the Astros in Toronto taking on the Blue Jays. We got Hunter Brown on the mount for the Astros. We got Dylan Cease on the mount for the Blue Jays. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Hunter Brown on the mount for the Astros. This guy's coming off his first start of the year back last week against the Detroit Tigers. Looked really sharp in that game, had the strikeouts working, limited the amount of hits he was giving. The hard hits were also really low. The one thing that I did worry about from that start was his walk rate. He was walking a bunch of guys. The command was not fully there yet, but it was his first start back. You guys know I was saying it last week in that start. I'm definitely a Hunter Brown guy. He's one of my favorite pitchers in the majors. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Toronto Blue Jays lineup that's only going to be featuring 4 left-handed bats. That's something that's going to work in Brown's benefit. He has very good splits versus righties. I'm expecting him to come out here today, have a much better outing once again, where he goes 6 innings, gives up a run, turns it over to the Astros bullpen that continues to play well here. They got some really good arms available, rested coming into this one, so I can see the arms coming out the pen for the Astros coming in this game, giving up a run still, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got Dylan Cease on the mount. This guy has been really good this season, probably one of the best seasons he's been having of his career. Working the strikeouts, top 10 in the majors in strikeouts. The one big knock on Dylan Cease is that he does work the strikeouts, but that leads to his pitch count getting super high very early, which leads to him getting taken out. We get to that Blue Jays bullpen really early and it starts, and that Blue Jays bullpen continues to play mediocre. My overall expectations for Dylan Cease, who's going to be seeing a lineup featuring 7 right-handed bats, that's something that's going to work in Cease's favor. Not to mention the strikeout numbers for this Astros lineup has been going up, so that's another thing that's going to work in Cease's favor. My overall expectations for him, he goes 5 to 6 innings, gives up a run, turns it over to a Blue Jays bullpen, like I said, very mediocre. I see them coming and giving up another 2 to 3. It's up in Toronto in the Dome, so there's no weather to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Blue Jays are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the Houston Astros on the money line. The game total set at 7.5. I like the under 7.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Jordan Alvarez of the Astros to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Cubs in New York taking on the Mets. We got Imanaga on the mount for the Cubs. We got Senga on the mount for the Mets. Alright, getting into this one here, the first thing we got to look at is the weather. They're projected to have rain throughout. I highly doubt this game's going to get played. You guys know I'm from New York, I'm from Queens. They're projecting rain for like the next 3-4 days in a row up here. I highly doubt this game gets played, but when I did cap this game, the first thing I'm paying attention to, the Cubs and Blue Jays game yesterday got rained out, so the Cubs are rested coming into it. They have their whole bullpen available. Imanaga is a starting pitcher who the environment he's in really dictates his starts. The weather really dictates his starts. If this game was to get played, they are going to have wind blowing from the outfield into the diamond, something that would have benefited Imanaga. Like I said, Citi Field, very pitcher-friendly ballpark. Mets bats, they're loading up with lefties. Imanaga, left-handed pitcher. He matches up very well against this lineup. I would have seen Imanaga having a really good outing. The Cubs bullpen rested coming in. I could see that they would have come in and shut the door on the Mets as well. We got, what's his name? Senga on the other side, I should say. He has not been good this season. He has been struggling, comes into it with an ERA of 9, got stomped on by the Cincinnati Reds last week. The Cubs lineup loaded with left-handed bats. They've been hitting the ball much better of late. I do project Senga, if this game, let's say, gets played tomorrow and he's on the mound again, I'm expecting him to get lit up by this Cubs lineup. The Mets bullpen, well, coming into today, they're completely taxed. Over the weekend, they got beat up by the Phillies. You know, I wouldn't even say they got beat up by the Phillies. They got beat up just by Bryce Harper and Schwarber alone. But coming into this one here, their bullpen was completely taxed. I don't like Senga on the mound. I'm projecting the Cubs, if they do see Senga today or tomorrow, to put up a bunch of runs on him. Looking at the weather, like I said, it's going to be raining, wind blown from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. The Cubs are the betting on favorites in this game, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I like the under 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking PCA of the Cubs for 2 total bases. Next up, we got the Brewers in Cincinnati taking on the Reds. We got Brandon Woodruff on the mount for the Brewers. We got Brady Singer on the mount for the Reds. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Brandon Woodruff making his return for the Brewers. This guy started off the season, he was looking strong, but the last 2 months he's been gone. Looking at the numbers from his rehab start, the one thing I do like is that he's been throwing the ball, his pitch count, I should say, has been up close to 100 pitches overall, so that is something I like. It's not like he's being limited, so they're expecting him to come back full force here today. Looking at the matchup form, one thing I do like for Brandon Woodruff, he has very good numbers against this Reds team in their past matchups. Not to mention this Reds lineup continues to play so inconsistent. They had a very good offensive game 2 days ago against Will Warren, then yesterday against Elmer Rodriguez, who just got called up from the minors. They barely did anything to him. Had it not been for the home run, they would probably lost that game yesterday. Here today for Woodruff, another ground ball pitcher, a guy that gets a lot of contact out. I'm expecting to have a good outing. Still give up a few runs. I usually don't like backing guys when they're coming straight off of a injury stint, returning after like a month being gone. I usually don't like backing those guys, but across from Brandon Woodruff, we got Brady Singer. He has been terrible this season. ERA close to 5.30. His expected ERA sitting at 5.80. He's towards the top of the league in home runs allowed this season. Hard hit rate sitting at 48%. He's a sinker ball pitcher, a guy that pitches for a lot of contact. Seeing a Brewers lineup today loaded with left-handed bats. Not to mention in the last 2 weeks, they've been absolutely crushing right-handed pitching. My overall expectations for Singer, he goes his regular 5 to 6 innings, gives up 3 to 4 runs, turns it over to a Reds bullpen. Still one of the worst in the majors. I see them coming in this game, giving up a few runs as well. Looking at the weather, extremely hitter-friendly weather, 80 degrees, 10-mile-per-hour winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield, giving batters the advantage in this one. Let's get to the picks. The Brewers are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the run line. The game total set at 9.5. I like the over 9.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Christian Yelich of the Brewers to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Guardians in Chicago taking on the White Sox. We got Gavin Williams on the mound for the Guardians. We got Anthony Kay on the mound for the White Sox. All right, getting into this one here, we got Gavin Williams on the mound for the Guardians. This guy has been solid all year up to this point. In his last 3 starts, he has been getting rocked. In his last 3 outings, he has an ERA of 8.20. One thing good for Gavin Williams, though, he's one of the top pitchers in the majors when it comes to strikeout numbers, averaging 11.5 Ks per 9 innings. Today, he's going to be seeing a White Sox lineup that is a top 10 team in the majors when it comes to striking out. So that is something that's going to work in Williams' benefit, but doing the matchup breakdown overall for him, he's going to be seeing 6 lefties in this lineup here today. The White Sox are back at home. We talk about it all the time. This White Sox team offensive numbers are so much different from on the road versus at home. They're one of the best offensive home teams in the majors. I see Williams, who throws the fastball primarily, throws a good slider as well. I could see him giving up a home run or 2 in this game. My overall expectations, he goes 5 to 6 innings, gives up 3 runs, turns it over to a Guardians bullpen that continues to play mediocre here of late. I see them coming in this game, giving up another run. On the other side, we got Anthony Kay, the left-handed pitcher, has been absolutely terrible of late. And his last 3 starts, he has an ERA close to 9. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Guardians lineup loaded with left-handed bats. The left-handed pitcher has very good splits versus lefties. I'm expecting Anthony Kay to have a good bounce-back game here today. Not to mention, in general, the Guardians' offense is still one of the worst offenses in the majors. So I could see Kay, who relies on a lot of groundouts, coming out here today, having a good outing where he goes 6 innings, gives up a run, turns it over to a White Sox bullpen that's taxed as well coming into it. I could see the arms coming out the White Sox pen coming in this game, giving up another run or so. Looking at the weather, it is going to be a bit more on the hitter-friendly side. Close to 80 degrees with 8-mile-per-hour winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Guardians are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I like the home dogs in this spot. Give me the Chicago White Sox on the money line. The game total set at 7.5. I like the under 7.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Colson Montgomery of the White Sox to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Dodgers in Minnesota taking on the Twins. We got the left-handed pitcher Eric Lauer on the mound for the Dodgers. We got Zebby Matthews on the mound for the Twins. Alright, getting into this one here, Eric Lauer's on the mound for the Dodgers. For one, the Dodgers just lost the series at home to the Orioles. Now hitting the road in Minnesota to see this Twins team, they have probably one of their worst starting pitchers on the mound in Eric Lauer. This guy got lit up in his start last week, pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs here today for him. He's going to be seeing a Twins lineup at the top of the season. They were one of the best teams hitting left-handed pitching, but those numbers have definitely cooled off of late. They're starting to hit righties much better than they're hitting lefties. That does not negate the fact that Eric Lauer, a left-handed pitcher, will be seeing a lineup featuring 7 right-handed bats here today. I can see Lauer struggling. Byron Buxton's just been hitting the cover off the ball of late. Not to mention Eric Lauer's giving up a lot of home runs, a lot of sharp hit balls, walking a bunch of batters. I could see Eric Lauer pitching 5 innings here today, giving up 3 runs, turning it over to a Dodgers bullpen that continues to play well here. They got some good arms available for them as well. I can see the arms coming out the Dodgers pen, shutting down this Twins lineup. On the other side, we got Sebby Matthews on the mound. This is not a guy I'm not expecting to continue to play good. He's coming off a good outing last week, but overall, Sebby Matthews, ERA close to 5. His expected ERA is still sitting close to 5. His whip is around 130 right now coming into it. This guy is only going to go 5 innings before we get to this Twins lineup. Another thing about Sebby Matthews, terrible splits versus lefties. The whole top of this Dodgers lineup, some really good left-handed bats. I'm expecting Sebby Matthews to struggle in this game. Go 5 innings, give up 4 to 5 runs, turn it over to a Twins bullpen. Still one of the worst in the majors. I see them coming and giving up a few runs as well. Looking at the weather, it's going to be a bit more on the pitcher-friendly side. It's going to be 70 degree-ish with wind blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. The Dodgers are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I'm playing them on the run line. The game total set at 9.5. I like the over 9.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Diamondbacks in St. Louis taking on the Cardinals. We got Kelly on the mound for the D-backs. We got Palente on the mound for the Cards. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Merrill Kelly on the mound for the Diamondbacks. Between him and Zach Gallen, I can't tell who's the worst starting pitcher in this Diamondbacks rotation. Looking at Merrill Kelly's numbers on the season, he has an ERA close to 6. His expected ERA is close to 6. In his last 3 starts, he has an ERA close to 9, whip sitting at 160, hard hit rate 48%, giving up a bunch of home runs, walking a bunch of batters. One terrible thing for him, he's in St. Louis playing a Cardinals lineup that has been red hot offensively in the last 10 games played. In their last 10 games played, this team is batting .268, slugging .480. They've been absolutely crushing it. The last 2 games they've played coming into this one, they scored double-digit runs in both of those games. Here today, seeing Merrill Kelly, I'm expecting, for one, the young guy Weatherholt is crushing the ball right now. You got Burleson, Nootbaar. There's a bunch of left-handed bats that hit for power, hit for contact in this lineup. I'm expecting Kelly to get crushed in this one. Turn it over to a Diamondbacks bullpen. We're starting to see that old Diamondbacks bullpen. They're coming in these games, blowing these leads. I'm expecting the arms coming out the Diamondbacks pen once again to come in this game, give up 2 to 3 runs. On the other side, we got Andre Palente on the mound. This guy has not been good either by any means. In his last 4 starts, he has an ERA of 5.80. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Diamondbacks lineup. Offensively versus right-handed pitching, the numbers have dropped in the last 2 weeks versus righties. This team's only batting .227, slugging .480. I'm expecting Palente, who keeps the ball low, gets a lot of groundouts, to have a very good outing here today. Go at least 6 innings, give up 2 runs, turn it over to the Cardinals bullpen. They also have been playing terrible of late. I could see them coming in this game, giving up a run or 2 as well. It's out in St. Louis. It's going to be a bit on the pitcher-friendly side. We are going to have wind blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. The Cardinals are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I like the under 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Lars Nootbaar of the Cardinals for 2 total bases. Next up, we got the Red Sox in Colorado taking on the Rockies. We got Bennett on the mound for the Sox. We got Feltner on the mound for the Rockies. Alright, getting into this one here, we got the young left-handed pitcher Bennett on the mound for the Red Sox. Comparing him to Tolle and Early, the other 2 young left-handed pitchers on this Red Sox rotation, this guy is really the less talented of the bunch. He really is not that good of a starting pitcher in my opinion. He should be coming out the bullpen. He doesn't really strike a lot of guys out. He's a contact pitcher, requires a lot of contact to get the outs, a lot of pop flies, a lot of ground outs. Here today in Coors Field, it's going to be 90 degrees, high humidity, double-digit winds blowing from the outfield from the diamond to the outfield, making this game extremely hitter-friendly. Not to mention, this Rockies lineup in the last week or so, the numbers versus left-handed pitching has really gone up. Bennett is not a high-velocity pitcher. He pitches around 95, 96 miles per hour. I can see this Rockies lineup getting a few runs off of him here today. My overall expectations, he goes 4 to 5 innings, gives up 3 runs, turns it over to a Red Sox bullpen that continues to play well. I like the arms coming out the Red Sox bullpen to come in this game. Still give up a run or 2, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got Ryan Feltner on the mound. He's been by Rockies pitching standards, he's been decent this year. Ground ball pitcher, still has an ERA up above 5, but in this game here today, he's going to be seeing a Red Sox lineup. Their numbers versus right-handed pitching has dropped in the month of June. They were hitting righties to start of the season much better. That doesn't negate the fact that in this Red Sox lineup, there's going to be at least 5 really good lefties for Feltner to be facing. I'm expecting Feltner to struggle a bit. He is a guy that struggles with his command, tries to strike guys out, really doesn't work. He's at his best when he's working the sinker, getting the ground outs. This Red Sox team has been hitting the sinker very well of late. I can see Feltner coming out here today, going 5 innings, giving up 3 runs as well, turning it over to a Rockies bullpen. They got some good arms available. They're still the worst bullpen in the majors, but they still got some decent arms available to come in, give up a run, but nothing too crazy. Looking at the weather once again, like I said, 90 degrees, high humidity, double-digit winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Red Sox are the betting off favorites in this game, and I like the home dogs in this spot. Give me the Colorado Rockies on the money line. The game total set at 11.5. I like the over 11.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Hunter Goodman of the Rockies to hit a home run. Next up, we got the Orioles in Los Angeles taking on the Angels. We got Kyle Bradish on the mount for the Orioles. We got Sam. Getting into this one here, we got Kyle Bradish on the mount for the Orioles. This guy started off the season looking really sharp, but in his last 3 outings, we've seen some regression. In those last 3 starts, the ERA sitting up above 5, hard hit rate sitting at 48%. The command has been a bit off as well. Here today, though, he's going to be seeing an Angels lineup still down Mike Trout. He has very good numbers versus right-handed bats. He is struggling a bit with lefties, but he'll only see 3 left-handed bats in this Angels lineup here today. Not to mention, we saw the Angels just come off that series in Sacramento against the Athletics. They were struggling to score against the Athletics starting pitchers. They were really getting to the Athletics bullpen. Here today, seeing Kyle Bradish, a good starting pitcher. The Orioles bullpen, much better bullpen than the Athletics pen. I could see Kyle Bradish giving up a run here today, turning it over to an Orioles pen. The arms coming out for the bullpen will give up another run, nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got the left-handed pitcher Sam Alderhieri on the mount. He's got rocked his last 2 outings. Here today, he's going to be seeing an Orioles lineup versus left-handed pitching. They've been very good. Not to mention, you got guys like Mayo and Alonso crushing lefties of late. I'm expecting Alderhieri, a guy that pitches for a lot of contact, to struggle in this game. It's going to be a bit more on the hitter-friendly side. Turn it over to an Angels bullpen. Highly taxed coming into it. Not to mention, they're still one of the worst bullpens in the majors. Looking at the weather, it's going to be close to 80 with 8 to 10 mile per hour winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Orioles are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total is set at 9. I do like the under 9 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Pete Alonso of the Orioles for 2 total bases today. Alright, final game of the day, we got the Braves in San Diego taking on the Padres. We got Grant Holmes on the mount for the Braves. We got Michael King on the mount for the Padres. Getting into this one here, we got Grant Holmes on the mount for Atlanta. He's been inconsistent all season, very shaky all season, but in his last 3 outings, he's looked terrible. In those last 3 starts, he has an ERA close to 7, hard hit rate sitting at 48%, walking a bunch of batters as well. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Padres lineup. In the last week, the bats have come alive a bit, but they're back at home where they have hit the ball worst all season. They've been a much better offensive team on the road this year. Back at home, seeing Grant Holmes, I couldn't see this Padres lineup getting a run or 2 off of him. Grant Holmes, like I said, struggling with the command, hard hit rates up. I could see him giving up 1 or 2 runs, pitching 5 innings, turning it over to a Braves bullpen. They're rested coming into it. I like the arms coming out the pen here today for Atlanta. On the other side, we got Michael King on the mount. He started off the season looking really good. Probably been the Padres' best starting pitcher up to this point. But in his last 3 starts, we're starting to see the regression from him as well. In his last 3 outings, he has an ERA of 5.45, whip close to 2 in those last 3 starts. So he's been struggling. A sinker ball pitcher that pitches for a lot of contact. Seeing a Braves lineup that's going to be able to stack a bunch of lefties here today. I could see Michael King also struggling a bit, going 5 to 6 innings, giving up 2 runs, turning it over to a Padres bullpen. Still one of the best bullpens in the majors, but like I've been talking about, we've seen some regression from the Padres bullpen in the last month as well. So I could see them coming in this game, giving up a run, but nothing too crazy. This game's going to be out in San Diego. It's going to be very pitcher friendly. friendly environment, wind blown from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. This game right now, the odds makers have it as a pick'em spot. They have the Braves favored by like 15 cents overall right now. And I like the Braves here on the money line. The game total set at 7.5. I like the under 7.5 total runs for the player prop. I'm taking Matt Olson of the Braves for 2 total bases today. Alrighty guys, before we get up out of here, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. Our first bet will be our ladder play. Yesterday, our ladder play came through for us. The payout was $18.30. So today we'll be playing that $18.30 on the Milwaukee Brewers on the run line. We're getting them at plus 105. This is our ladder play of the day. Next up, we have a 2-leg home run parlay we're playing here today. We're going to start it off with Christian Yelich of the Milwaukee Brewers, and we're going to wrap it up with Hunter Goodman of the Colorado Rockies, a $10 2-leg home run parlay. Next up, we have a 3-leg parlay we're playing here today. All money line picks. We're going to start it off with the Yankees on the money line. We're then going to play the Miami Marlins on the money line, and we wrap up the parlay with the St. Louis Cardinals on the money line. After that, we have another 3-leg parlay we're playing here today. We're going to start it off with the Tampa Bay Rays on the run line. We're then going to play the Chicago White Sox on the money line, and we wrap up the parlay with the Atlanta Braves on the money line. Once again, guys, before we get up out of here, I just want to send my salutes out to you all. Miserable Mondays, we're back to it. Let's get this week started off right. You guys know I appreciate you all. I respect you all. Hope we all win some money here today, and I'm going to catch you on the next one.